massive new update just revealed by Arrowhead today. This is what we have been waiting for, Helldivers. New enemies, objectives, missions, and so much more. They even released a date for the next Warbond. So a lot of juicy content to go over, guys. So grab some liberty, yes, some lovely jubbly liberty, and let's dive right into the video. To begin with, we are going to take a look at the latest announcement by Helldivers over on X. Right here it says, do you have what it takes, Helldiver? The Escalation of Freedom major update begins on August 6th. Featuring difficulty level 10, new mission objectives, bigger enemy outposts, new bugs and bots, new environmental hazards, and I guess a ton more. To all the Karens saying Helldivers 2 is dead, nah. Now look at it. Look at that. What a nice sight to see. This is going to get all the Karens and the Helldivers 2 haters really fuming. Tell me, is the game dead? Hell no. This is literally just the beginning. Literally just the beginning. Now, the Impaler is returning. Yes, this bad boy from Helldivers 1, and it looks badass. Now, if you saw any of my previous videos on the leaks, I know a lot of you was not so sure on this leak about the Impaler. But guess what? It's here. It's right here. The data miners have been so goddamn good with these leaks. Now, I'm not going to lie, this guy does look like a charger or a behemoth, but it's nothing like them, honestly. You'll be literally screaming for your life if you encounter one of these, because, yeah, they look just so terrifying. Yes, Helldivers 2 is going to give us a new case of PTSD. Just you wait.
When you're playing against the terminids, you can always try and run away. The Impaler ruins that plan. They will maybe cut off your escape route, and then you will probably have to stay and fight. Or you can fight the tentacles.
This thing is very scary, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I probably will cry in a ditch somewhere if I saw that thing coming at me. I'm not gonna lie. Now, the reason he's quite terrifying, there's actually a point to this, because it can literally burrow its tentacles or claws, whatever you want to call it, into the ground, and then it shoots up into the air and, yeah, pounces on you. This is literally going to be so annoying, but also it's going to give us a lot more of a challenge. So I'm definitely in. Now, it's going to be very interesting and fun to see how we are supposed to take this out. Maybe a flamethrower? Better yet, give me a goddamn minigun. That will sort it. Literally, that will sort it. Arrowhead, minigun, stratagem, please. We need it. We really need it. Now, the devs have mentioned it's basically, you know, just useless to run away from, because apparently the Impaler can catch up quite fast. So yeah, no running away like a crybaby. You just gotta fight. The other enemy type is the Spore charger. Honestly, this is gonna be a tough one. Definitely, it's gonna be a tough one.
The Spore charger. This one has fog traveling around it. It's constantly moving, so it's going to come right out of the fog and scare the lights out of you.
Now, from what the devs have said, it can pop out of nowhere and it will scare the daylight out of us. And in more mature terms, it will scare the shit out of us, literally. The Spore charger looks like it's going to have some sort of bile goo or fluid all over it, and maybe if you kill it, then it bursts with acid or something, dealing you damage. Now, you're probably wondering, how the hell is this new enemy type going to scare us? This is the interesting part. It has fog that follows it, so yeah, it's going to be quite a scary moment. Like when you notice the fog, you just know that, you know, one of those acidic charges is coming your way. But once you get used to it, you'll probably know it's coming, and if it's hard as hell, it's going to be one of those moments where you just, you know,
run.
Now, if you end up in the fog with this Spore charger, it's going to have a huge fog surrounding it, meaning basically visibility may be very bad. So it's going to be able to launch at you in any direction. Scary stuff. Yeah, scary stuff. Now, that's all the new enemy types for the terminids. So far, do you think this is enough to keep bringing back players? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I think so. This is jam-packed full of content, and there's a lot more from what the developers have said. At least they have listened, because at the end of the day, this literally is a massive content update with so much stuff jam-packed inside. So I cannot wait to see everything else that comes with this update. Now, what about the bots, the automatons? Because they also have some new enemies as well, and many we have covered in previous leak videos. One is the Barager tank. This was floating around for some time on Helldivers 2 leaked Reddit page, and now is here.
The automatons are bringing in artillery.
A big tank that shoots rockets.
If you're further away, you can see it aimed towards the skies and fire rockets in the air, so you'll have a barrage coming down on you.
The devs did say you'll be able to see this tank from afar, and when it comes down to running away, that's not an option. It's the same scenario with the Impaler. So a bunch of rockets, yes, that's all we need. This is going to be mental, guys. It's going to be mental, literally mental. I want to know what happens if you're at an objective and they pop up. It's probably going to be really hard, literally, especially if it's a defend mission with the generators. So yeah, good luck. Good luck there, because you're going to need it. Maybe, just maybe, we could fool the tank into shooting its own mega structure, outposts I mean. More on that later in the video. So with this information aside, you know this new Barager tank is going to be hell, literally. The Spore is what is probably going to be used for this bad boy 100%. I haven't ever really used it, you know, the Spore, but maybe it's worthwhile now. Moving on to the deadly commanders. Yes, they have improved them a lot, and I mean a lot.
In addition, you'll face off against heavier, more deadly brood commanders.
With a small twist. The allies that it spawn will not be the ones that you used to.
Deadlier, the better. As I say, you know, deadlier, the better. Arrowhead have mentioned that there's some sort of twist to this, so that the allies that normally spawn are not exactly the same ones. So yes, now on to the new difficulty. Difficulty 10 for those elite Helldivers. You just know there's going to be some sort of level 15 trying to play with their friends on a level 10 mission. You just know it. Oh no, you know it.
Difficulty 10 has more enemies than we've had before on lower difficulties. We've really ramped it up. It's meant to feel like a real progression from 9 to 10.
We're also introducing a larger type of outpost, and it's going to be a real challenge to take on these massive fortresses. But if you manage to do so, there will be great rewards waiting for you.
Arrowhead have increased the enemies, they have made it more crazier, it looks like an insane battlefield. Now saying that, I'm hoping the performance have been improved for this, because as I mentioned before, the game is on an unsupported engine now, which can make some CPUs wonky. So I am really hoping that with this update they've improved the performance a bit, especially with the CPU optimization. Anyway, supposedly they've ramped this up like 10x, so it's going to be like so much more harder. Maybe there will be more larger enemy hordes. I mean, that would be very interesting, really difficult. That will up like everything just so much. Or maybe even they've like gone back to the previous spawn system. I mean, that's a possibility. Now, Pilstead did mention that they are introducing a new larger type of outpost. This is for both bugs and bots. Automatons have a fortress, which apparently the developers said that you will be rewarded as well for taking one of those down. Get your walking sticks out, you're gonna need them. Or maybe even a wheelchair, because yeah, you're not gonna survive this. You're not gonna survive this. They did reveal one of these rewards, which looks like to me an automaton head. What do you think this looks like? To me, that's what it looks like. Or is it attached to some sort of weapon? Maybe it's a weapon itself. It could be an attachment or even just an explosive device. It could even, right now, this is probably being a bit far-fetched, but it could even disable the bots in a given area. I mean, I'm just speculating at the moment, but imagine being able to use a device that turns an area of bots surrounding you into allies temporarily. Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, that would be such a cool stratagem, I think, personally, like, on its own, a stratagem, that would be awesome. Having, like, 5 Hulks on your side, taking down a ton of bots, that would be so sick. Pilstead also mentioned new environmental changes. They have also changed the swamp to have a new mechanic to it as well.
Of course, what would the galaxy be without planets? Therefore, we wanted to spook it up with a new version of the swamp environment.
The Acid Storm weather effect now comes with a new mechanic. It reduces the armor of enemies and Helldivers alike. You'll do a lot more damage, but you'll also take more in return, which is just as horrifying as it sounds.
If you are hit by it, basically, your armor will decrease, making it easier for the enemies to kill you, and vice versa. So that's really cool. You know, it's just going to be as easy to kill them as it is you. Now, all these changes do seem they are making it like 10 times more harder, but this is what Helldivers is. It's supposed to be hard, not a walk in the park. So this is going to be really interesting to play on August 6th, 4 days after my birthday. So yeah, I'm actually happy as hell, because I'm going to be dropping, you know, some bombs on the bugs and bots for managed democracy and some lovely liberty, you know, liberty. Now I do wonder if the acid rain will affect tanks and larger enemies. I mean, if it makes it easier to take them down, that will be really great. But if anything, on Helldive, if you're in the acid rain, it's going to be mental as hell. So it may not be a good idea to play solo anymore. But then there's always that one guy, that one guy who tries to do it anyway, even if he dies like 10 million times, because, you know, Helldivers never die. Yeah, Helldivers never die. On to the new missions. Yes, the developers have shown us that there are going to be new objectives coming. One of the new missions that they have showed us is going to be a larvae mission. And apparently, once you pick the objective item up, it will make noises, cry, scream, like something straight out of a horror game. Now, this will attract bugs, so expect a fight, like a really good fight. You're going to have to basically get to exfil as quickly as possible, otherwise, yeah, it's game over for you. On to the Warbond. Yes, we covered this in the last video. They have now released a date for the Warbond, so apparently it's going to drop on August 6th. I was very surprised since they said there was a small team working on the game. Freedom's Flame, that's probably what it is. I mean, look at the name of this update, it makes sense. Lastly is the changes to the swamp. Are they preparing us for some sort of Halloween event? Because there was a leak ages ago that showed a type of Halloween event. Now, one question I want to ask you is, are you okay with holidays being incorporated into this game? I mean, I am, as long as it's not overboard. I don't want like a flying Santa Claus in the sky fighting the automatons around Christmas time, but now think of it, that would be funny as hell as a mod. That would take away the whole point of Helldivers, so yeah, maybe it's not the best thing. We'll just leave that for mods. Shooting evil Santa down from the sky, that does sound quite appealing to me, I'm not gonna lie. To everyone that made it up till now, I thank you so much. I'm really grateful for your time. I am now going to go over some community comments, so stick around because I may have replied to you. Who doesn't want to have some wild conversation with a crazy guy like me? So yes, on to the community comments. From the last two videos, Manfred Kemper 1936 says, fire protection armor would be nice, especially if we ever need to reconquer Helmir. Yes, I actually think that would be awesome. Helmir is just literally a nightmare, especially solo, so fire protection armor would be literally really sick. And with this new update, we could actually see some sort of fire protection armor trait for Freedom's Flame. Forstroni says, appreciate you too, bro. Yes, again, for like the 10th million time, bro. I'm grateful, bro. P45513V says, the Super White House. Yes, he's referring to the leaked mansion for anyone wondering, but yeah, user CY says, there is rumors about possible Black Ops missions coming to the game. You find intel planet side and extract with it. Then you are given a secret Black Ops mission to go and do something. If they did do this, I would hope they give you something more than experience and medals. Lay aside some stratagems, armor, weapons, skims / patterns for us Helldivers who do and complete the mission successfully. I'm still waiting for this Bug Dragon, Hive Lord and Bot Flamethrower Trooper. Also ready to see what this space station does. Hopefully it's actually something and not like the Thief training sites. Just now they are there, but not there at the same time. Will this space station be something we have to protect, like the Thief sites? Personally, I think a Black Ops mission would be awesome. Stealth would also be quite cool, but also hard at the same time. You know, just for a fact that, you know, either way, hell is just going to break loose. Thank you for watching Helldivers. Until next time, go and conquer the galaxy for democracy. No, not managed communism. Go away, Vlad. No one wants you here, Vlad. Go away. Yeah, go away.